second match here inside the Paco Arena for your triple header on a Sunday of the Spikers Turf Open Conference. You have the champions of the Reinforced Conference debuting in this new tournament. They will be up against the National College of Business and Arts. Good day, volleyball fans rather, and it's just with Coach Javi Nunag, of course, bringing the action of the Spikers Turf. And Coach Javi, NCBA, they came off a loss against the Emilio Aguinaldo College, but they will be up against a bigger test here. The champions of the Reinforced Conference making their return, making their debut here in the Open Conference.
Winless after 2 games are the NCBA Wildcats, and they, like you said, John, they will be up against one of the favorites or the favorites here in the Open Conference, CIGNAL HD Spikers.
Absolutely, and you saw how CIGNAL was able to climb to the top of the mountain back in the last conference. But the great thing for all the other teams trying to challenge the Spikers here is that, well, we start again at 0-0. Right now, CIGNAL HD is 0-0 again, but here is the lineup, and you can really say that they have one of the deepest and the most talented rosters here.
Of course, head coach by Dexter Clamor. Of course, you have Mark Espejo, Rex Intal, Isay Marasigan, and the rest of the squad. They are heavily favorites here in this Open Conference, but they haven't won a game yet. So it's time again to prove themselves here in the Spikers Turf.
Yes, definitely. And for over at the side of the NCBA Wildcats, we did mention, however, that they talked about the last game against EAC, and for this team, it was a rude awakening. Welcome to the Spikers Turf, but maybe that's the game there where they get to gauge where they need to be in order to compete here in this tournament.
It was a struggle against EAC. 21 attacks only for EAC, as it has been a struggle in the past 2 games for the NCBA Wildcats, but they have to adjust, and right now they have to adjust quicker and know that they have to show that they can compete against the CIGNAL HD Spikers.
And indeed, it is going to be a very big test for the NCBA Wildcats. But one thing we've learned from this team is they just keep on fighting. They may be up against more talented teams, may be up against the champions today, but for sure, the Wildcats will do everything they can to keep in step. The match begins in just a bit.
Presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Romulo Reforzado, and second referee, Mr. Rene Gaspilio. Let's now meet the starting 6 for the CIGNAL HD Spikers. Let's start off with the team captain, jersey number 8, Israel Wilson Marasigan. At number 5, Edmar Bonono. Number 7, Rex Emmanuel Intal. Number 9, Vincent Rafael Mangulabnan. Number 10, Wendell Miguel. And number 11, Angelino Jose Portiera. With starting libero number 13, Manuel Sumangid III. And head coach, Mr. Dexter Clamor. Let's now meet the starters for the National College of Business and Arts Wildcats. Let's start off with the team captain, jersey number 6, CJ Oclima. At number 7, Jomari Alver. Number 8, Macloyd Gabotero. Number 10, Baden Pabalate. Number 16, McLean Rohel. And number 17, Ferdan Guanzon. Starting libero is number 2, Kimuel Valmoria, with head coach Mr. Ernesto Bolivar Jr. This is match number 17, preliminary match for Pool A. Good luck to both teams.
The starting lineup of the champions of the Reinforced Conference. You got Marasigan, Bonono, Pertiera, Intal, Wendell Miguel, Mangolabdan, and Sumanggid. You know that they are going to come out with guns blazing here.
Definitely.
On the other side, you have Cabotero, Guanzon, Pabalate, Rogel, Valenzuela, Alver. And then starting libero for the Wildcats of NCBA will be Kimuel Valmoria. A Signal, well, you know, if there's one thing that NCBA is hoping is that Signal is still fresh from their recent vacation. They had a team trip to Korea where we saw the photos online. They were having a lot of fun. NCBA will hope na may vacation hangover pa.
May jet lag pa. But it's going to be a tall task for the boys of Coach Ernesto Bolivar as they are up against the favorites here in the Spikers turf. But for Signal, again, it's time to prove themselves again. Yes, they were the champions in the previous conference, but this is 0-0, back to 0. You have to prove yourselves again here in their very first game.
And Coach Dex Clamor is, you know, keeping some tricks inside his pocket, not even starting Mark Espejo in this match. But that's the thing about the Signal HD Spikers. A quick substitution, Rex Intal will replace Sumanggid as, you know, here they get the first point. But, you know, Coach Javi, when it comes to the Signal HD Spikers, I remember back in the Reinforced Conference when they played, well, whenever there's a game for the national team, who was a guest team in that tournament, you see a lot of double duties for the Signal HD Spikers players because half of this team is almost the national team.
That's how loaded this squad is, and that's the reason why they are the favorites here in the Spikers search. And first 2 points show us why they are one of the best teams right now.
You know, a win would be very, very big for NCBA here, but at the same time, you know, they are trying to get some experience here. They get their first point.
Now for the NCBA here in this very first set, it's a matter of them making sure that they know that they can compete. Now, if they're intimidated by the Signal HD Spikers, game is over already. So it's for them to know that they are here in the same floor as the champions, and then they have to prove themselves and minimize their service errors, minimize their unforced errors, and see if they can compete against the Spikers.
And that's right, because many times we see that in volleyball, when you get intimidated, you don't really get to bring out your game. It's so important for NCBA to be the first ones to believe in themselves. Intal lifts it up. And that is off the antenna. Bonono, and it was a tough angle for him. So you see right now, NCBA getting their second point.
Nice recovery there by the Wildcats, and that recovery resulted into a point for NCBA.
Guanzon will be serving. Mangolabnan goes to Bonono, and he goes down the line, making up for that earlier miscue.
No doubt whatsoever on the attack by Edbar Bonono right there. The defense was stepped slow, resulting into another middle attack for the Signal HD Spikers.
Good serve for Bonono. And he attacked on that service the guy that, you know, they expect to pour in some points for NCBA in Baden Pabalate. A good scheme for Signal.
Yes, remember Pabalate scored 18 points in that game, in that losing effort against EAC. And now he's targeting Pablete here in the service.
Sumang lifts it up. Miguel goes to the other side. Free ball for NCBA. Combination, Rogel. Naiangat pa ng Signal. Now it's Miguel's turn. Wipes it off the block.
That's all Marasigan. He recovered well and did not give up on that play, resulting into another point for the HD Spikers.
One thing that NCBA is doing correctly, they are identifying kung saan nila dapat
Yes.
ilagay yung bola. It's just that the quickness of the Signal HD spikers allowing these guys to get to that ball and still lift it up. And that one was out. And NCBA is really trying to get past the defense of Signal. But when the attacker and the blocker, they meet at the net, you can see that obvious advantage working towards the side of Signal.
And Macloyd Cabutero knew where the defense was, and he hesitated on that attack, resulting into an error right there.
Good attack from Valenzuela, but defense was there. Chance ball. Can they convert here? That's a point. A first attack point for NCBA. Cabutero getting that one.
No doubt whatsoever. No hesitation on that attack by Macloyd Cabutero. Right there. Nice attack.
Cabutero, however, after that attack, he was sent back to the service area and could not get that one over. We head into the first technical timeout so far. Signal in control, 8-3. Check out the team rankings right now. These two squads belong in Group A, and NCBA already had absorbed 2 losses already. And for the Signal HD Spikers, as we mentioned earlier, they are debuting today.
And those 2 losses by NCBA, as we see our tournament format, we are divided into 4 groups, and the top 2 teams after the elimination round will go into the quarterfinal round, in which the #1 team will have a twice-to-beat advantage. Semifinals and finals will have a best-of-3 format. Now, going back to the team standings, NCBA has not won a set yet in 2 games. And it's going to be a tall order trying to eke one out against Signal HD.
Quintal is serving right now. And look at that attack again. It comes from somewhere else. Now it's Daryl Valenzuela who gets that on the running attack.
It's a nice play off a timeout right there by Coach Ernesto Balubar. And running attack fooled the defense of the HD Spikers.
Anjo Pertiera was a bit too late there, trying to help out.
Whoa.
Oh, and a hit on the face of Rohel Marasigan. Wow, loads that one up, and he apologizes immediately. Marasigan, it was from the back row even.
Intentional right there, but look at the power, the follow through, and the strength of Isay Marasigan on that attack.
You can tell by his form that that was going to be a point. A service ace. It was placed perfectly by Vince Mangulabnan. 10-4 right now. Vince goes back to that area. Balmoria lifts it up. Mangulabnan, the combination, Marasigan.
Because everyone is a threat. NCBA will bite in that combination right there. That hesitation, that combination right there, open up Marasigan for that middle attack.
The Signal looking to completely dominate here. Mangulabnan with some help from the net. The block was there. This time good timing for Pertiera. Chance ball, Mangulabnan. And it could not be lifted up. Right now, the HD Spikers overpowering NCBA.
I said right there to Pertiera, and no defense whatsoever. Has another point. Right now, a dominant showing so far by the HD Spikers.
Misdirection there. NCBA, good recovery. And that was off the blockers. Good move for Pabalate.
As Baden Pabalate scoring again for NCBA, by that they need more of those in order for them to keep in step with this dominant team that is the Signal HD Spikers.
Miguel goes cross court.
And because they have to defend multiple weapons of the Spikers, one combination play will open up things for the Signal HD Spikers.
A timeout here called by Coach Ernesto Balubar. They will talk things over down by 8.
Dikitan ng block. Hindi naman mabibilis yung binibigay. Tapos yung huling tinalo doon, ang back row, ang baba ng set. Paano papaluin ang kalaban? E di diretso. O nakatayo yung isa, e di inabot. Diba? Uulitin ko. Bago ako dumipensa dyan o mag-serve dyan, inaalam ko na sino-sino yung pwedeng magbigay ng atake. Ano yung pwedeng mga kombinasyong gawin. Pinag-uusapan yun. Hindi pwedeng individual yan. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, excellent teaching points there. Because, you know, as a coach, especially with this Wildcats team, they are a collegiate team. They are testing their ability to compete here in the Spikers turf. But of course, they also have their own collegiate tournaments. You have to learn as a unit.
Yes, you have to do it as a team. No one individual can defeat a powerhouse team like the Signal HD Spikers. That was the message sent by Coach Ernesto Balubar. And again, they are a college team. They will learn with this experience. But the lesson that's going to be emphasized right now by Coach Ernesto is teamwork. Hindi mo kaya mag-isa niyan. Communicate, know where the attacks will land, and compete against the Spikers.
But Miguel gives up a free point. His service is an error.
And we haven't seen Mark Espejo in this game so far, Jeff.
I think if I heard correctly, Wendell Miguel just said sobra kain. There might be a lot of samgyup that they chowed on in Korea. Good first ball there for NCBA. But here's another attack. Oh, back-to-back errors for Signal. They are trying to get a touch ball there, and Marasigan was actually confident initially, but the refs give the point to NCBA.
I'm gonna play on as ref has given the point to NCBA, so Signal HC will just have to play on. But that was a questionable call right there, to say the least.
Olabnan, the combination, Isai. Error again, this time definitely no touch.
And he said, nanggigil. He went to the bench and said, my bad, nanggigil lang ako.
Yeah, I think it's also probably a result of yun. He felt that there was a missed call on the earlier sequence. Here's an opportunity once again. Signal giving up back-to-back points. And their skid ends here. As there was a touch before that ball sailed out.
As Intel comes back in the game, 15-8. Still a dominating lead for the HD Spikers.
Anjo Pertera, 15 serving 8. Combination, it's too strong for Gabutero. That one is out. We reach the second technical timeout of the first set. Signal HD has doubled up on NCBA. Here inside the Paco Arena, where the champions, Signal HD Spikers of the Reinforced Conference, that is, they are debuting, and they are doing so in an incredible manner.
Dominating fashion right here. And showing everyone that they are here and they are one of the favorites to win it all.
What an attack there. It was Gabutero getting that point. Second attack point for him, actually. He has found ways to get past the defense or get through the defense at sometimes.
And what I'm seeing from him is shows no fear. Doesn't matter if they're up against a dominating team. He's just doing his job and doing his thing.
Here's Bonono. Blockers were ready. A joust. Rohel lifts it up. Soft touch there. Off speed. Mangulabnan will initiate. Bonono again. That one is out. A point for NCBA.
As NCBA trying to compete right now. As they've warmed up, they've know that they can compete. And they're showing signs of life here in the first set.
Definitely. And if you're Signal HD, you don't want to give confidence to a team like NCBA. Bonono makes up. You know what we're seeing from Signal, Coach Javi, if someone makes an error, they feed that same person another ball for him to try to recover and
That's a sign of a
make
good
up.
team. That's a sign of a good team, knowing that there will be ups and downs in a game. And right now, they're trying to feel their way up because it's their first game. But they're giving confidence to the guy who just made a mistake. So, yeah, it's tough to win a championship. Now that they have won, that they've won a lot of titles already. They know what's at stake. They know that how to win. And they're showing us why. They are the favorites here in the Open Conference.
Oh, we talked about how loaded this team is. Ish Polvorosa, just entered this match and immediately getting a service ace. However, on the second one, Ish sails it too far on the left side. Oklima now checks into the match here in the first set.
CJ Oklima coming in the game for the NCBA Wildcats, also to serve.
Let's see what they can do here. Only down by 7 here in the first set. The quick one, Intal, sending that one cross court.
Every combination play shown by Signal HD opens up to the primary attacker. And that time around, Rex Intal, no defense whatsoever in front of him, scoring for the Spikers.
I think that's one thing that NCBA will definitely have to improve on, their defense, because there are barely any challengers at the net, and at the same time, the floor coverage, there's also a lackage. They're lacking also in that area, is what I mean.
Reaction time has been slow. Of course, we have to give credit to Signal HD for quickness on their attacks, their precision, as well as their strength in their attacks.
Edmar Bonono with the serve. Chance ball for Signal HD. They go to Bonono, and that one is out. Edmar Bonono, he has had a couple of attack errors here in the first set.
And Coach Dex trying to teach si Bonono on kung gigilan naman siya.
But Gabutero,
His second service error in this first set.
his jump serve not exactly working the way he wants it to. Signal up by 9. It's Intal at the service line. This could be a chance ball here for Signal HD. Polvorosa, the combination for Valbuena.
To do better in reserving the serves of Signal HD. We're talking about NCBA. As the lead is up to 10, 22 to 12.
A timeout here called by the NCBA Wildcats. They are still trying to mount a comeback here in the first set, but Signal, as you mentioned, already up by 10.
natin. Sabi ko, paulit-ulit ako nang sinasabi, hindi yan papalo sa harapan mo. So kailangan mag-step ako, mag-side step ako. Either way, sa kaliwa ba, sa kanan ba. Pero hindi yan tatalon sa harapan ko. Maliwanag yung instruction, paulit-ulit na lang ha. Eh nabubungi nga kasi hindi mo ina-adjustan. Timing ulit sa block. Hindi pa pumapalo, nakatalon na ako. Iba yung talon sa palo. Pag-hit na siya, tsaka lang ako tatalon. Kapalan yung timing. Hey, let's go.
Coach Ernesto Balubar, yun talaga itutok niya, the defense, because it has been fairly, not fairly, far too easy for Signal at this point.
He's trying to tell his guys to adjust.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times that combination play, they're biting on the first one who's going to jump. That's resulting into an open space for the attackers of Signal HD.
Rohel, he was blocked there. You know, because when NCBA is able to get their stops, kapag nauuso sila good first ball, they are able to set up fairly well, like we saw earlier. Gabutero, di ba? Dalawang beses he was able to attack nicely, but it starts on the defensive end. Rohel, that one, he tried to get around the defense.
He tried to go opposite of the defense, but there was no chance of that going in, as it's going to be set point for a Signal.
Intal puts it in play. Rohel receives. Chance ball here for NCBA. They tried to go for the dump, but Alver, that was received, and that will be the end of set one. Alfred Valbuena getting the final point, an addition to this team. He did not play in that reinforced conference. With him there, that even makes Signal an even better team. That's what they showed Coach Javi here in the first set.
It's a dominating performance by the HD Spikers, as defense, offense, service, all completely dominated by the HD Spikers.
Generals on the attack. The back set. Ah, fantastic.
Wow. Solid block from Tibayan on that attack.
Back to Adamson. Jimenez with that back set.
The Philippine Coast Guard defense, solid blocking coming from the orange shirts. One more try.
Good net defense by the Generals.
Almodiel scoring through the blockers. Eusebio Pumalo sent up.
Set up job DiMarco. Combination play. And they're up 5-0. LaSalle on the attack. Combination again.
UST ready for it. Then the drop.
And that's another successful hit coming from Camposan.
Coverage was good, but look at San Andres. The Spiker Serve 2019 Open Conference airs Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays here on One Sports. Channel 91 in standard definition and 261 on high definition on Signal. And of course, we're also live on Facebook via the live stream on One Sports. Lovely faces joining us inside this venue, supporting the Spikers Turf, and these ladies, I believe, supporting the Signal HD Spikers.
As you see the statistics on the first set, all completely dominated by the Signal HD Spikers. 13 attacks, 3 blocks, 3 aces, but a lot of errors though for first game here in the Open Conference for the Signal HD.
Yeah, 7 errors out of the 12 points of NCBA. So that's more than half of the output of the Wildcats because of errors of their counterparts. Just as they did in the first set, they open up. The Signal HD Spikers open up with a point. This time an ace coming from Vince Mangolabnan.
That has been the problem of the Wildcats, receiving properly the services of Signal.
But they answer back with a point here. Sumanggid could not handle that anymore.
Jo Marie Alveri for the Wildcats is going to serve as they just need to have that confidence that they can compete. In the first set, they showed glimpses.
Yeah.
But there has to be a consistent, especially against a powerhouse team like the Signal HD Spikers.
And you see here, perhaps over-eagerness on the side of Signal HD. But remember, at the same time, you do not want to be complacent against this NCBA Wildcats team.
And it's their very first lead here in this game. 2-1 for NCBA.
And it's instances, moments like this that NCBA has to build their confidence off of. As you see, Gaspi sending a boomerang towards the side of Signal.
To the delight of the players and the fans of NCBA right there. Nice timing against Isay Marasigan, and NCBA right now with a 2-point lead.
And there is a violation there.
Service violation right there for NCBA as Coach Dexter right now trying to calm down his voice as he really wants consistency. That's a mark of a good coach, a champion coach right there, knowing that doesn't matter who you're up against, you have to play the game the right way and you have to have that habit of consistency.
Here now, NCBA. They are putting pressure on Signal.
And that's what we're talking about. Just for them to have that confidence that, yes, we are on the same floor as a dominating team, but we can compete, we know how to play, and they are showing it right now.
You now have Pabalate serving. Sumanggid. Good reception. Anjo Pertiera. And they couldn't get that up. Finally, the bleeding stops for Signal. They needed that point, and I didn't think I would say I would have a chance to say that in this entire coverage, but Signal really needed that point to stop the momentum swinging towards the Wildcats.
And so far, it's a good performance in the second set here for the NCBA.
They get a chance to attack, and that one was not over.
Yes, it was not blocked. That attack did not go over the net, resulting into a point. A tied ball game right now, 4 points apiece.
Anjo Pertiera back at the service area. We're tied up at 4 here in the second set. Much better start for NCBA. Mangolabnan goes to Baisa.
Carl Baisa right there scoring for the Signal HD Spikers. Another good set, resulting into a point and the lead for Signal.
Pertiera puts it in play. Attacking Pabalate on that serve. Alver from the back row. There was a gap that was exposed. Wendell Miguel tried to get there, but couldn't do so in time.
That's a miscommunication right there. That was an easy play for Signal, but a miscommunication resulting into a point for the Wildcats.
So we're tied up again. NCBA really taking it to Signal here in the second set. Mangolabnan, combination on the runner.
Every time they do a combination play, it will result into a point for Signal HD. You see that they had to defend Intal and Marasigan there to finish things off.
You don't see that every day. A combination, biglang may pumatong dun sa runner. Ebunya. They tried to attack, that was too wide. And Signal gaining a 2-point lead here. 1 away from the first technical timeout.
Sorry, Jat, that start of NCBA woke up Signal AG that this is not an easy game for them. And right now they have recovered well, and now they have a 2-point lead.
Alver, now it's a combination for NCBA, and they collect the point courtesy of Rohel.
7-6, 1-point lead for Signal HD Spikers. The fight is very evident right now for the Wildcats.
I think the Wildcats have realized that they don't need really the power to get through the defense. They just have to be smarter and use that.
Miscommunication right now and a lot of hesitancy for the HD Spikers.
NCBA has done a marvelous job here in the second set. Gaspi. Intal says enough already.
And you could see that coming. You can see that running attack coming from Rex Intal, and he scores for Signal to give them the lead 8-7.
We head into the first technical timeout of the second set. Rex Intal with a strong running attack there, but before that, NCBA putting up a strong fight as well. You see here Espejo and Valbuena joining forces once again. This time for the Signal HD Spikers. Like you mentioned, Alfred Valbuena was not on the roster that won the championship in the reinforced conference, yeah. And there was a lot of Mark Espejo that we saw in that championship run. We haven't even seen the guy here in this first game of the Open Conference. Alver goes to Rohel. Yan nga, Coach Javi. They just have to be brave enough and smart enough to see where they can take points
and
from.
That's how you want to go up against a title favorite. So no fear, no hesitance, follow the game plan. And so far in the second set, it's a very good showing by the Wildcats.
That one was too strong though. I guess this is the tricky part as well for NCBA. Despite their good run, they need to be able to maintain it and at the same time temper their over-eagerness.
This is a learning experience for them. Win, lose, or lose this game, it's a learning experience playing against a team like Signal.
That's going to be 4 touches. Alver, he hesitated. He was right in front of us, so he saw the look on his face when he hit it towards a teammate, when he passed it. That's when he realized, oh man, I should have sent it over. Intal, when the first set ended, it was a lot of Intal getting points from the service area as well, Signal finding a lot of success while he was there. Same thing happening here.
Yeah, Wendell Miguel right there attacking for Signal. No defense whatsoever. And another point and a 3-point lead right now. So slowly but surely, Signal waking up and humming in this second set.
Good serve for Intal. Reception was okay as well. And oh boy, Pabalate finding the opening, defying the double block.
He has been the consistent player for Wildcats. But then Pabalate has shown no fear whatsoever with the defense of Signal.
And that one was out again. The errors of the Wildcats hurting them. Team captain CJ Oclima will take a seat after that. 12-9. Mangolabnan serving, could not get it over.
He knew it. He knew it. As soon as the ball left his hand, he knew that he had that error. It would not go over. That's another error for Signal.
At this point, it's tough to say that Signal is safe despite the lead that they have, because we saw the vast improvement in the game of NCBA here in the second set. Here's a chance ball for them. Oh, beautiful setup for Mangolabnan.
Nice setup there by Mangolabnan. He recovered well, and that was a running set right there. And the communication right there, the timing, resulting into a point for HD.
Communication, definitely, because it was already over-received. You know, it was a tough first ball already, but they found a way, and they found an ace.
Nice serve right there down the line for Miguel, as he has been very consistent here in this game.
That run that NCBA had earlier in this set, what would you say it was banked on, Coach Javi?
Banked on, of course, the coaching in between sets by Coach Balobar. At the same time, they know that they're here already, so might as well do the things that you do in practice, gain confidence, and gain some valuable experience right here.
However, Signal starting to pull away. They've built a 5-point advantage. Here they are again. Sumanggid setting up Baisa. And they get a point. Carl Baisa this time, the one delivering and sending us to our second technical timeout. Signal up 16-10 after seeing a strong start from the NCBA Wildcats here in set 2. We're back here watching the Spikers Turf Open Conference on One Sports. Thank you for joining us, Judd Sulit and Coach Javi Nunag on the call for this one. The National College of Business and Arts Wildcats, we saw a lot of success from them earlier in this second set. Yeah, that was before Signal started to take charge once again, but you know, it's tough to be proud of for these Wildcats.
Rohel, Pabalate, all doing their thing here in the second set. It's a better showing for the boys of Coach Ernest Ernest Balobar. But Signal right now recovering well as a champion team does. They're up right now, 16-10.
That was over-received, a joust. Slipped it up. It's going to be a point for the Signal HD Spikers again.
The service by Wendell Miguel has been superb here at the latter part of the second set.
The Spikers calling out play number 3. But they did not need to set things up anymore because Miguel got another ace here.
That has been the problem in the first set for the Wildcats, and it's continuing to do so here in the second set.
Wendell Miguel, a big contributor in this match too. And another ace, back-to-back for Miguel. The reaction time for the Wildcats, it's just really taking them a while before they are able to recover.
Para mag 3-man receive, kunin ko na dito, maklean ko eh. Pag nagtago ako doon, mahihirapan ako. Nagto-2-man receive. Kaya may mga success yung kanyang service. Kasi kulang ako ng receiver. Pag kaya kong kamayin yung bola, kamayin ko. Ha? Ay, isang stop lang. Let's go.
Sa akin yun, bawi ako.
What Coach Ernesto wants right now really is to stop this momentum, this rally that they're seeing from the Signal HD Spikers, because they have really taken over.
Yes, the quickness of adjustment. He's saying that why do you have a 2-man receiving team right here? As we see 8 aces by Signal here in the second set. As you're already having problems, make it a 3-man receiving team.
Alver. Off-speed attack there. Mangolabnan. Miguel goes in too strong.
Nanggigil. Nanggigil si Miguel. He knew that he had that look, that open space to attack.
Yeah.
Nanggigilan talaga.
Sayang, because it was really a golden opportunity for him. But you see also there the activity of the Signal HD Spikers. That's why there are a lot of openings. Let's see where they get it here. Baisa off the block.
Good defense there by NCBA. Unfortunate for them, they went out. It was a good sequence there on the defensive side of things. But Baisa right here, there was the block, but outside, and a point will be given to Signal.
Here's Bertiera now. Another ace, the 9th ace of the Signal HD Spikers. Remember, Coach Javi, we were tied earlier at 7-all, right before Intal sent us to the second technical timeout. And
as soon as Wendell Miguel went to the service area, things went up for Signal HD.
Miguel lifts it up. Mangolabnan goes to Baisa, off speed. A chance now for the Wildcats. They get blocked though. Intal, he may have hurt himself there, but he got the point.
You see the fast reaction time, the quickness, the recovery from offense to defense for Signal. Superb here in the latter part of the second set.
15-4 run for the champions of the Reinforced Conference. If there's one guy who has been able to maneuver his way through, past, and over the defense sometimes, it's been this man, McLean Rogel.
Along with Badan Pabalete, they're the two guys that have shown no fear here in this game.
And that was over-received by Miguel, and that's why NCBA collecting a point.
It's a better showing here, Jot, in the second set for NCBA. Too much talent lang talaga ang Signal HD.
Absolutely, and we really see the difference. But this is also what we talked about. Start of this coverage, that the Wildcats, they just don't know how to quit. You know, they will play up until the very final point.
And that's a good sign for a team that is not as talented as the Signal HD. They did not fold up. They continued to fight. They even grabbed the lead, a 2-point lead rather, in the early part of the second set. But then again, sign of a good team and a champion team at that. There's no panic whatsoever as they continue to thrive, especially in the service area. That's the 10th service ace here in the second set alone for the HD Spikers.
And it's now an 11-point lead for Signal HD. They are at set point. And Polvorosa. No, NCBA staying alive. Great sequence there. And they eventually get the point.
Nice recovery right there. Nice fight to keep that ball alive for the Wildcats. And that resulted into a point.
And I really thought after that, I thought the first ball was not going to get recovered anymore. But credit the effort of these Wildcats.
As Teo comes in to serve.
Teo puts it in play. Polvorosa to Valbuena. And that will be the end of the second set. 25-14 is the final count. Signal showing their dominance anew. They take a 2-0 set lead. What action we're seeing here. You see plays like this. Valbuena, so much power in that attack. Like we said, Alfred, not well, new addition to this team, and he introduces himself gallantly by leading them to the second set win. You're still watching the Open Conference of the Spikers Turf 2019, and it was a very, very good start for NCBA in that second set, but it was just Signal overpowering them towards the latter part of it.
Sign of a champion team with no panic whatsoever when things are down. As you see, Wendell Miguel was the star player right there for the Signal HD Spikers. As NCBA had a good, like you said, they had a good showing at the early part. But the recovery, the no panic offense, and the fast reaction time on defense did it for Signal HD.
That's right, and it was just too much of everything, really. But something, what will really be evident here is the improvement that the NCBA Wildcats made from the first set towards the second set.
Now it's a matter of them again doing the same thing, being consistent here in the third set. They had the best start that they can afford in the second set. Let's see if they can do it again, because knowing a champion team, they will put the foot on the gas pedal and they will show no signs of letting up, especially in this close-out set.
The beauty in volleyball is that after every set, you reset back to 0-0. So it's a fresh start still for NCBA, and that's what they have to understand here. The opportunity, as here in the third set, at least in the beginning, the count is even once more.
And you can see Signal HG right now. They want this. They want this third set, and it's up for the NCBA Wildcats to show that they can still do the same thing as they did in the second set. Start off early.
Polvorosa. They go to Baisa, who was blocked there.
That's the start you want. The lead and the point, the opening point by NCBA off a defensive sequence.
Every block that NCBA gets here is a message to the Signal HD Spikers na hindi ganun kadali makapunto sa amin. Here's a chance ball though. Polvorosa to Pertiera. Oh, that one is in, just on the line.
Just on the line right there. As Pertiera adjusted in midair, knowing that he had blockers in front of him. Stopped it off in that open space. Clear cut. That is in for Signal.
Sukat na sukat yung drop ball ni Anjo Pertiera. Polvorosa this time will go to Intal. Another off-speed attack. However, once we've said it earlier, there are times where it's NCBA putting the pressure on Signal HD. Gabutero, one of the guys who have been able to attack here.
Nice serve.
That one not over. Let's make it clear as well. I don't think NCBA would have joined the Spikers Turf if they did not feel that they could compete at this level to some extent.
Oh, yes, and they're showing us why, because they are capable. They have a 2-point lead against a powerful team that is Signal. It's just a matter of them being consistent and knowing that there are steps to these. There's steps to success. And they're doing it so right now against a powerhouse team. They're starting off well.
Yeah.
And then going to the next game, they will have that confidence that, yes, we are not just here to participate. We can compete. And then once you know that you can compete, then you can follow through with a win.
And with Signal as well, this is already a collection of some of the best talents from different schools. This is a club team. And for NCBA, of course, there are recruitment processes with collegiate teams, but you're really limited to the talent pool of the students in your school. So no college team, even the champion teams, they just woke up and became good as a team.
Yes,
it's always a process.
It's a process. It's a step-by-step process here to become successful. Signal knows that because they have been champions already. And NCBA is in the process of doing so as well.
The service there. Polvorosa. Goes to east side. That one is in.
No doubt whatsoever coming from number 8, coming from the back row, and just emphasizing that point for Signal.
Baisa will be serving now. We're all tied again, 4 apiece. NCBA trying to get the lead here. But Gabutero sails that one too long.
Trying to avoid the defense of Signal. That time around too long, too strong, and point will be given.
Also for the side of the NCBA Wildcats, these are young players. A lot of them born in the 2000s, 2001. So there's a lot of growth for this team, for these individual players. And I think it only does well for them to match up or to experience competing against a championship team like the HD Spikers. Good serve there for Gabutero.
Nice defense.
Again, the positives for NCBA. And that one was not over, so 4 touches on Signal HD.
It started with a beautiful serve coming from Gabutero, and the defense shown, resulting into a point by NCBA.
And you can tell that Signal was already trying to wake up. But then, steady defense from the Wildcats. This is what you want to avoid if you're NCBA. But then, I've heard this a couple of times already. You know, sige, some might say, okay, just steer away from the jump serve for now. But I've heard the saying that the more that you try to be careful, sometimes the more mistakes you make.
But also, you have to adjust. That Gabutero has only converted 1 serve out of 4 tries in this game. So, with that, you have to adjust. Sometimes, especially if you are a young player, you want to do things a certain way. But if that way hasn't resulted into success, you have time to adjust. 1 out of 4 is not a good average in the service department for a player like Gabutero.
A service error committed this time by the Signal HD Spikers.
That's the 3rd service error. So 3 out of the 7 points of NCBA here in the 3rd set has come from the service errors of Signal.
Yeah, despite their dominance in this match so far, you have to look at some points of improvement as well. And look at this. In the 3rd set, it's the NCBA Wildcats that bring us to our first technical timeout. They are up against Signal HD 8-7. The NCBA Wildcats are very early into their conference, first conference here in the Spikers turf, and their upcoming games, they have IEM and then the VNS Volleyball Club Griffins. They are only left with 2 more games because they had already lost their first 2, playing right now against Signal HD. So, you know, if they make a last, one final big run here, might have a chance, at least competing for a playoff spot. But it's going to be tough because, like we said, it's so fast. So 2 losses really hurt you already.
Every game is important here as you are jockeying for positions. As right now, Signal hasn't even played a game till now. So let's see if NCBA can continue this run in the 3rd set. As Isay Marasigan showing us why he is one of the top players here in Spikers turf.
And Marasigan has been the go-to man for Signal HD. Whenever they feel some pressure from NCBA, he's the one they go to. Pabalete. That one too long. He was met by the triple block and had to adjust.
And Polvorosa serving very well as he is known for. As now Signal is trying to mount this bevy of points as they want to pull away and get this victory.
Polvorosa went to Rohel. There was a violation already on Signal before that attack from Valbuena, so we're tied up again 9 apiece. NCBA just refusing to let up. But it's been errors like that that have hurt them.
It's another service error, another point for Signal, as they're up right now by 1, 10-9.
Why have they been having a hard time just getting away from NCBA here in the third set?
Well, it's a combination of a lot of things. That fight being shown, as we see Marasigan, another attack from the middle and the back row for Isay Marasigan. It's a combination of a lot of things, Judd. The fight being shown by NCBA, errors that they have committed, and remember that this is just their first game.
Yeah,
they have come from a long vacation, and of course they really enjoyed that vacation because they won the last conference. So it's a matter of they will get there. They're chinks in the armor right now because it's just their first game. They're feeling it out, but I'm sure like a champion team, they will get there. They know how to win. So the succeeding games, you will see a better performance from the Signal HD Spikers.
attack was neutralized. Oh, but Pertiera mistimed that one. Could not connect with Polvorosa.
But Polvorosa also set it up low.
Yeah.
As the ball slipped. As that error, unforced error, anew for Signal. They're still up 2 points.
If it was the aces of Signal that told the story in the second set, it's their errors here in the third set that's telling a different story.
And we haven't seen the star of the show in the second set for Signal. Wendell Miguel has not come in the game. As you see another point, another attack by Signal.
Intal replacing Sumanggid in this sequence. You're right, Wendell Miguel, he hasn't seen action here. And, oh, here we go. Mark Espejo has been deployed in this match for the first time. Sat out the first 2 sets. But he now will see action. He's at the service line. NCBA, soft touch there. Almost a lost cause. The joust, Intal will lose this one as Oklima found the way.
Nice play coming from NCBA there, winning that joust on the net, as no one was there in the back row for Signal.
Oklima targets Espejo. The runner using a soft touch was Intal. They go to Rohel. Blockers was there. And it is Gabutero who has been continuously exposing gaps. Whether it's on the floor or between the blockers in the net, Gabutero has found ways.
And he has been very consistent here in this game for the Wildcats. And they're still here, they're still competing, and they're just down by 1, 13-12.
Paisa loads it up, sends that missile towards Oklima.
Grabe yung buwelo nun. He really wanted to emphasize that attack as substitutions right now for Signal HD.
Mangulabnan will be at the service line now. Signal up only by 2 points. Oh, beautiful setup there. Alver, you know, he initiated Rohel. And these kids of NCBA, we say kids just because they're much younger than their counterparts, but they have been, you know, really saying that we're not going to go away easily. Espejo
Nice.
was blocked by NCBA.
Nice defense right there. Knew where the ball will be on that attack. Beautiful anticipation right there. Two-man wall resulting into a point for NCBA.
Gabotero has been so big for NCBA. Another block there. But finally, Intal exposing the gap. But you know, the efforts of NCBA, you really have to commend these players.
Yes, they have quicker reaction right now. They're focusing on the defensive side of things. And they're just down by 1 point.
Ball is live now for Signal. It's still up. Molobnan. Once again, the blocking of the Wildcats. I think they've surprised even the Signal HD Spikers themselves.
Yeah, they're very quick in their reaction. As you can see there, another block, another double wall being deployed there in the net. As yeah, that's a saying. That's 1 out of 5 already for Gabotero. It's time to adjust.
We reached the second technical timeout of the third set. And check this, Signal only up by a single point. The next games of Signal HD, they are just starting their tournament right now. So they have IEM, EAC, and VNS. And it's going to be a relatively tight schedule, tighter than most other teams, just because after winning their championship in the Reinforced Conference, they are starting slower. They are starting their tournament later, is what I mean. So, you know, a more packed schedule compared to other teams for the Signal HD Spikers. But they cannot worry about their other games yet because they have to worry about this.
They have been having, their Signal has been having problems with the defense being shown by NCBA. And you like the fight and the adjustment made by the Wildcats here, especially in the third set.
And imagine, this is the best set that NCBA has played in this tournament, and they're doing it against the recently crowned champions of the Reinforced Conference of the Spikers Turf.
Now Bonono will be serving here for the Signal HD Spikers. They're just holding on to a 1-point lead.
Earlier in the first two sets, there were times where NCBA would be there, just competing, but then eventually Signal would break past them. That's not happening here in the third set.
As another point will be given to NCBA. Like the adjustments, the recovery time, they are sprinting to their spots, and they're covering a lot of ground, especially here in the third set.
Let's see what Signal can do here. They go to that combination. Valbuena goes cross-court for the kill.
They thought that Pertera will get that ball on the attack in the middle, but another combination play results in 2 points for Signal.
Pertera has been the decoy in this match. Now Signal has had to go to that combination play because the earlier initial setups, the blocking of NCBA, they were able to neutralize that.
Alfred Valbuena trying to create space now from NCBA. This is the first 2-point lead of the third set for the HD Spikers.
Imagine, we are deep in the third set, and this is just the first 2-point lead for them. And that one is in back-to-back aces for Valbuena.
New addition to the team, and he's showing us why he's going to be a valuable cog in this tournament for the Spikers.
Service aces, that's where Signal has had a lot of success. 13-2, they lead that count. Alver lifts it up, runs on. They go to Oclima. From the back, Gabutero. This gives a chance for Signal to set up. And they could not cover ground. Talking about the Wildcats on that Isay Marasigan attack. Now a timeout requested by Coach Balubar of the NCBA Wildcats.
Mas bakit Polo pa sa akin, hindi na naman naiintindihan yung nangyayari. Pag set na gano'n buka-buka sa net, bakit ako nag-aabang na malakas na atake doon sa likod, Lloyd? Papasukan ko na yun, tatanggapin ko na yung atake kasi hindi na malakas, di ba? Oo. Ganun lang kasi play na. Kaya pa to, apat lang.
This is the biggest lead that the Signal HD Spikers have had here in the third set. But Coach Ernesto Balubar just saying, no, we are not about to give up. We've fought hard enough to just be down by 4 points at this point of the set.
Yeah, that's a problem of a young team, the consistency factor. When the going gets tough already, it's the latter part of the second set. You have to dig deep. You have to make sure that you're going to do the things the right way. Just like that, Oclima scoring for NCBA.
That is going to be how they'll have to do it. It's a matter of playing that way consistently, just as you said, just as Coach Ernesto challenged his players. And that could not be handled anymore by Alver.
A nice play right there for Signal HD. They only need 3 more points in order to get their very first victory here in the Open Conference.
Anjo Pertiera will be serving. He has had 1 ace, 1 block, and 5 attacks, but mostly he's been the decoy on the combination plays. Ball lifted up. Baisa. Oclima floats it over. Off speed doesn't work. Valbuena with some help from the net. And Valmoria apologizes, but it's so tough when that ball hits the tape. And
yeah, the timing on how to get it and how to receive that ball. But Valbuena has been has shown good signs here, especially in the latter part of the third set. Number 6 is really a vital cog here for Signal.
Chance ball for Signal. Pulvorosa goes to Marasigan. A quick set. Easy point. And also match point now for the Signal HD Spikers.
And after a good fight here in the third set for the NCBA Wildcats, it's down just to a point now for the HD Spikers.
Pertiera will get an ace. And after a scare from the NCBA Wildcats in the third set, eventually Signal pulling out a straight set win in their very first game in the Open Conference.
Stamping its glass as one of the favorites or the favorites here in the Open Conference. Signal HD doing it in straight set fashion, defeating the NCBA Wildcats.
We'll talk more about this game and we'll get to talk to the best player after this break. Ay, congrats. Ay, kita na tayo. My check, my check. One. The champions of the Reinforced Conference opening up their open conference with a big win. Straight sets, easy win over the NCBA Wildcats. And our best player, Isay Marasigan. Isay, you just came off that trip mula sa Korea. Ang saya ng bonding nyo. Pero ngayon, back to business agad.
Back to business talaga. Yun naman yung mindset din namin. Hindi rin naman kami parang vacation lang in South Korea. Nag-training pa rin kami para sa tournament na to.
And Isay, you expected to have a commanding control against NCBA. That happened first 2 sets, pero nung third set, dumikit talaga sila sa inyo, nakalaban, and nung huli na lang kayo nakalayo talaga.
It wasn't actually expected na dumikit yung kalaban, pero ayun nga, sabi naman ni Coach, pag nag-reshuffle kami, kailangan alam ng bawat ipasok ng players sa amin yung system namin, and sana mag-gel kami.
And you're starting a new tournament, you're hoping na maka-back-to-back titles. Please invite everyone na suportahan ng Signal HD.
Ayan, sa lahat ng fans ng men's volleyball team here sa Philippines, subaybayan yung Spikers Turf, lalo na yung Signal men's volleyball team as we face dito sa lahat ng kalaban namin. Malalakas and magagaling, so supportahan nyo kami. Thank you very much.
Congratulations once again, Isay. Let's now take a look at the highlights mula dito sa laro kung saan nanalo ang Signal HD.
Dominating performance coming from the Signal HD Spikers in their very first game. Led, of course, by our best player, Isay Marasigan in the very first set. As attacks by Rexin Tal, Isay Marasigan, and the rest of the HD Spikers completely dominated the NCBA Wildcats, especially in the opening 2 sets.
You know, we didn't even see Mark Espejo. And tulad nga nung sinabi ni Coach Isay, in that interview, well, they kind of tried different schemes. They wanted to make sure na kapag tawagin ang numero ng any player on that roster, they would be ready.
And they were kind of jolted in the third, especially in the opening part of the third set. But true to form of a champion team, did not panic whatsoever and got the job done. 1-0 ang kartada ng Signal HD.
And I think, you know, we've been saying that was a lesson, you know, and a lot of experience and lessons learned by the NCBA Wildcats. I guess for what Isay said, the second unit and the other players of Signal HD, the same can be said. It was a learning experience for them, especially in that third set where they were pressured by a team na, you know, coming into this game, underdogs talaga NCBA.
You look at the statistics in this game, 36 attacks, a whopping performance in the attack department for the Signal HD. They have to do something about the errors, but the aces and the blocks, very consistent of a champion squad.
Absolutely, and the Signal HD Spikers off to a great start in their new tournament. But we are not done yet here in this Volleyball Sunday. We have one more coming up, the Perpetual Altas going up against the Army. That's the action that will close things out. But for now, we say goodbye for my partner, Coach Javi Nunag, for the hardworking men and women behind this coverage. This is John Sulit. Thank you for watching and continue supporting Spikers Turf here on One Sports.